Daigan, are you there? Do you understand Daigan and Jishin? Do you understand what we are talking here?
Yes, Sensei, completely.
Okay.
Okay.
If you
I
have
have
a question, please.
I
You
have
have
a
a
question. I talk to Peter, please.
Please answer.
Yes, okay, okay. Peter, quería preguntarle a Sensei si tú le puedes traducir una pregunta.
He's asking you if he can ask a question.
For everybody will answer.
Yes, yes.
Ujú. Es referente a los monjes de la última era del Dharma.
Okay, then I will answer. Okay.
Yes, ayer viendo un programa de televisión, mi madre justo vio ese programa y estaban hablando de un templo tibetano que hay aquí en mi país y bueno, el lama, el monje entrevistado por la periodista de mi país, le preguntó al monje, al lama, que era una persona ya bastante anciana, uno de los primeros budistas en mi país, que era el budismo para él, y el lama dijo que para él el budismo era una práctica espiritual, y bueno, y también le preguntó a la periodista si tenían que abandonar su antigua tradición espiritual para ser budistas, y el lama dijo que no era necesario abandonar el cristianismo por lo tanto o otra religión para practicar el budismo. Quería saber qué tipo de mérito genera este monje o lama predicando estas cosas, ¿no? Aunque sea un monje de muchos años, ¿qué tipo de mérito está generando hablar así del Dharma y romper el refugio, ¿no? La triple joya. Esa era mi pregunta, Peter.
He is asking about a certain Lama invited by the family, and they were talking about Buddhism. And the Lama said that you can follow without abandoning your present religion or belief. He is wondering how this will affect the what will be the consequences of this that is not in line with the teachings of the Buddha, because it seems that it is incongruous. How can you practice other religions at the same time that you are in a Buddhist?
What do you guys think? Is that Lama telling bullshit, or he's saying the truth?
He's obviously out of his mind.
Yeah, that's bullshit. A while ago, a long time ago, when I was a Zen practitioner, I read something in Tricycle magazine, and a Dharma friend of mine sent me a copy of that because I had a hard time finding it. And it was called Born Again Buddhist, was the title of the article in Tricycle, from a man who was a Zen practitioner who had found Pure Land Buddhism. And he went on to talk about, he tried to make the similar correlation between Christian belief in salvation and going to heaven and Pure Land Buddhism in going to the Pure Land. And at some point when I was reading, and I didn't read the full article, or I didn't even remember it, a long time ago when I read it in Tricycle magazine as a Zen practitioner, but he said, yes, and in my Pure Land, Christians also will be welcome. And at that point, I deleted it. It was gone. And I'm like, okay, well, this is bullshit. But you have people like Thich Nhat Hanh, or whatever the hell his name is, and others that say, all religion leads to the same path. And you know, there's a lot of Buddhists that promote this, that don't have a lot of, that don't take their refuge vows seriously. And I think that's a major part of the problem, is we Buddhists promote this.
Yes,
They
I
are
remember. No, go ahead, Jojo.
No, I wanted to say that they are hungry for disciples. They are hungry for followers, for members. They want to grow in numbers, not in quality.
Yeah,
Yes,
I wanted to say, when I used to be a previous Buddhist, there was this one. This was my earlier days when I first started Buddhism. But when I used to watch this first video, there was this one American guy. His name was Vishidu Das, and he was like an American like Hindu, and he would be like in these all sorts of like pantheons. And I remember when he recommended some books, and I saw them. He recommended this called Buddhist Without Beliefs, and another one he recommended was The Heart of the Buddhist Teachings by Thich Nhat Hanh. And those books really literally confused me. And I remember when I read Buddhist Without Beliefs, and basically in short term, what it is basically staring at a wall, and sitting in front of staring at a wall will fix your problems, and it doesn't. That's it.
I had an atheist friend recommend, he actually gave me a copy of Buddhism Without Beliefs. And Hosan's right. It basically teaches secular meditation, staring at a wall. And the goal is to get rid of all the religious aspects of Buddhism and have something that's accessible to everyone, regardless of whether they have a belief system or not.
No, if one practices meditation without taking refuge in the Buddha, Dharma, and Sangha, that practice is like a gymnastic. So there is no different. He's practicing mental gymnastics or physical gymnastics, but he's not practicing the Buddha Dharma.
I also heard it's also really bad to do like meditation too much, because it's really bad on you. That's what I heard.
Many people can have problems if they practice meditation without proper guidance. Yes, and but as I said, if you practice something without sheltering, without finding shelter and protection in the three treasures, then you are doomed, because either inner demons or outer demons, or both, can influence you and make you turn away from everything that is good, you know. And no, so when that Lama is actually Daigan, that Lama is breaking his refuge vows, and he's teaching heresy. He's teaching wrong views. To take refuge in the Buddha means to take refuge exclusively in the Buddha. To take refuge in the Dharma means to take refuge exclusively in the Dharma of the Buddha. To take refuge in the Sangha means to take refuge exclusively in the Sangha. And it means that you will have guides or spiritual guides from the Sangha, from those teachers that are faithful to the Buddha and the Dharma. So when one if one takes refuge in the Buddha and then takes refuge in non-Buddhist gods, then he's breaking his refuge vows. He's outside of the Buddha Dharma, and he places himself outside of the protection of the Buddhas and the protector deities. That's very bad.
And I wanted to say this.
Wait a second. Wait a second. And Shinran Shonin spoke about these fake Buddhists. Actually, they exist even in Shinran's time. So he said about monks, pay attention, monks, not only lay people. He said that many monks and lay people of his age behave outwardly like followers of the Buddhist teaching, but in their inner thoughts believe in non-Buddhist path. this Lama, not only in his inner mind believes in non-Buddhist path, but he's even teaching it. That is even worse. So he has a very evil karma.
Yes.
Yes, very, very bad karma.
Yes, I wanted to say, even Medicine Buddha said in one of his quotes that a Buddhist disciple must not take refuge in gods or unenlightened spirits. True sons and daughters of the Dharma must not take refuge in gods or unenlightened spirits, but only in the Dharma, the Buddha,
Yes.
Dharma, and Sangha. That's what I
Yes.
wanted to say.
Yes. Nirvana Sutra also states, if one has taken refuge in the Buddha, one must not further take refuge in various gods. And also, the Sutra of the Samadhi of all Buddhas states, take refuge in the Buddha yourself, take refuge in the Dharma, take refuge in the Sangha, do not serve other teachings, do not worship devas, do not enshrine spirits, do not hit days considered lucky. Third, and one must not worship devas or enshrine spirits. It also says like this. And Shiran also said, how lamentable it is that at present all the monks and lay people of Japan, while following the Buddhist rules of conduct, venerate gods and spirits of the heavens and earth. So I want to point this very clearly. We in Jodo Shinshu and actually all Japanese Buddhism, we are monks in name only. We are monks of the last Dharma age. Monks of the last Dharma age, they are not virtuous monks. They may take wives and so and have children. They sometimes do bad deeds, but they never ever break the refuge vows. So
Yes.
a monk of the last Dharma age, like me, like many other monks, can do many bad things, but they will never ever break the refuge vows. They will never ever follow non-Buddhist teachings, never ever have faith in non-Buddhist gods or pray to them and so on. Never will do that. So, and they will always have faith, yes, in the Buddhist teaching, in the Buddhas, and in our case, in Amida Buddha. Yes. So that Lama is not even a monk of the last Dharma age. No, he's outside of monkhood.
Yes.
He's outside of the Dharma and outside of Buddhist teaching. He's not even a monk. See, he's not even a monk anymore. Yes. Okay. It's very sad that
Islam can some influence to the Uruguayan people, Buddhist Uruguayan people.
I see.
So bad. It's so bad.
When anybody here present, if anybody of here present will become a monk or priest in Amida Ji, monk or priest is the same for us, means the same thing. If you will become a monk and you will have a Sangha there, you can have collaboration or discussion or friendly relation with many Buddhists from various Buddhist paths. But you shall never ever have relation with such false monks, false teachers who break the refuge vows and who say that one can be a Buddhist and a Christian. Never have relation with those people because they are not Buddhist. See,
Yes.
you can have good relations with drunkards, drug addicts, prostitutes who are Buddhist, but only if they respect the three refuges. But never ever have a relation with those who break the refuge vows. You can not take into consideration the fact that some people don't have merits, don't have virtues, because you also don't have virtues. But you can accept this. but never accept somebody who says that you can be a Buddhist and believe in God or in Jesus or so on. Yes.
That was very big here in the United States for a while. I don't see it that often, but the whole Buddhist Christian or Christian Buddhist craze, that was big for a long time. And I've noticed I don't see it that often. I don't know if it exists that much. It used to have declined in popularity over the years.
I hope so. There were even some Christian monks. There was a Christian monk who received Zen Buddhist ordination, also as a monk. So he was a Christian monk who received Buddhist ordination in Zen. You know, that guy slandered both Christianity and Buddhism. So he was not a Christian and not a Buddhist in the same time. So he disrespected both of the paths. See,
it's a modern heresy today.
Yes.
You can't follow Buddhism and believe in a creator God, because obviously if you look to the sutra, Shakyamuni clearly denied the idea of a creator. And if one even goes too far as to believe in one, then you're not a Buddhist, because that's Shakyamuni's own words. When one takes refuge, you take refuge in him. You take refuge in his teachings and his Sangha. That's the community that believes in his teachings. And specifically, we take refuge in Amitabha and the ones that have faith in him.
Yes, and Christianity or non-Buddhist teachings have explanations of the world that contradict the Buddhist teaching. So you can't say that you can be a Buddhist and a Christian in the same time, because Christianity denies some basic Buddhist teachings. You know, the Buddhist explanation of the world is different from Christianity. You can't follow both paths. It's impossible.
Exactly.
As I get older, I've noticed how impossible it is to believe in a creator God because of karma. And that's one thing Christianity definitely denies, is karma.
Yes.
But if there were, and Buddha, Shakyamuni Buddha says this, referring to the king of all gods, Brahma. He says, you know, why, O Brahma, do you allow this to happen? Why are you so slow to raise your hand against those who oppress and create evil? And yet I look around me, there's no way a benevolent, loving creator God could be in charge. There's no way. This is obviously people acting out their various forms of karma.
Yes, I wanted to say, but Joshin said, but even Buddha said, if man, there was this one passage in the Jataka Tales. That's one of the, I think it was the sutras, one of Buddha said. It was the one that Joshin just referred to. It was the one he visited Brahma. It was basically, he said this, if man was basically, if God was to determine everything what a man could do, then it would be God who was smeared by his sins and not the man.
Yeah, you know, if you are a perfect God, you can create only perfect worlds and perfect beings. You know, Amida Buddha created a perfect land, his pure land. He could not create an imperfect world because it's impossible. You see?
Clearly, God is not perfect, but only has anger, violence, and all sorts of other stuff.
He's just the God of the monotheist is just another angry preta, powerful angry preta. Yes.
I've noticed
Anyway.
along that lines, I used to, as a Christian, a church-going Christian, I would be filled with anger. And I've talked about this in my videos, getting ready for church, I'd be in the shower screaming at God and blaming God. It's like, why don't you convict your followers to do what you say in the New Testament? You know, why aren't they fulfilling the teachings of Christ? And I've looked back on this as a Buddhist, not one time have I ever desired to blame Buddha. And it's not so much out of respect for Buddha as I realize as a believer in Buddhist cosmology, anything that happens to me is due to my own karma. I cannot blame Buddha for what goes on in my life because I created it, either in this present Saha existence or in previous existences. That is my karma come to roost in my life. Whereas in Christianity, you know, God is all things good and perfect, and the devil is all things bad. So you got two beings you can blame.
Mhm.